Hello, transformational leaders. Welcome to this Love and Light Fest, your sweet spot for stepping up and getting your shine on. I'm your host, Sky Ahern, and you're listening to Leading with Light. Today's magical guest is Emunah Malinovitz. Today's magical guest is Emunah Malinovitz, creator of the Sacred Love Academy, relationship master, teacher, and intuitive energy healer. We have a surprise for you. She's going to interview me. I got a surprise for you, and you're going to find out about that in a second. So if you'd like to learn more about Emunah, you can check her out at energytransferresethealing.com. That's energytransferresethealing.com. Emunah, my friend, how are you today?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited that I get to interview you today because I know there's some exciting things in store. And so I know we're going to get to that, and we want to always pray because that's so awesome about you. I love your prayers. I love what comes through you when we pray. So let's set the space for an amazing prayer, and then we'll be able to get into the exciting news that you have to share. But thank you. I'm so honored to be here with everyone. It's exciting today.
I'm so glad to hear you. I'm so glad to see you here today, and I'm really excited about this. So I'm going to invite you all to just take a moment out of your busy day and just center yourself in your heart and feel your feet on the ground. And we're just going to do a little meditation, a little prayer. So just take a big deep breath in and breathe up the energy of creation, that highest vibration of all that is, that sparkly white light, all the way up through the blessed earth upon which we live, all the way up through the different layers and into the soles of your feet, filling up the bottom of your feet, your toes, your ankles and your calves, up your knees, the backs and sides of your knees, and the front and up your thighs, up your hips and your torso, feeling that energy coming up and filling all of your lower body, knowing that that energy is enough to create the whole entire universe. So it's surely enough to help you align, heal, know, be guided in any way you need to go, in any way you need to heal. And breathe that energy all the way up the back of your spine and into all of your organs, all the way up to your shoulders and your arms and your hands. And again, up your shoulders, your neck, and your head, filling up your whole entire face, the crown of your head, and imagine coming up out of your space in a beautiful ball of light, up above the trees and the clouds, up above the Earth's atmosphere and the stars, past all of the planets in the universe. I'm just going to shoot on out there like a rocket, past the multiverse and the dark lights, past the white lights, and you wave to the angels, gods, and the goddesses, all your little soul family, and up even higher through this thick jelly-like substance, the laws of the universe. We're going to go into the highest vibration of that sixth plane of existence, which is a law of compassion, and feel that pink cotton candy-like energy just envelop you and be in your heart, and feel that compassion that you can have for yourself, being a human on this earth at this time, and going deeper into that pink cotton candy-like energy. You can just see this window of sparkly white iridescent light that you feel drawn to, and you can imagine just stepping through, and as you step through, it just goes poof, and all around you is this sparkly magical energy, and it looks like iridescent shimmery light.
Sorry.
And it looks like iridescent shimmery light. And it looks like iridescent shimmery light, and it's beyond infinite. It just is. It's just kind of this quiet, beautiful, thrumming energy of giggly lightness. And see yourself in your beautiful ball of light, noticing what color it is, and reach up out of your bubble and gather as much energy, this energy that you need to bring it down into your bubble. Fill up your whole entire body, your whole entire bubble, and know that you are loved. And from here, we are going to pray, Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, Atanaha, all that is, thank you for my life. And thank you for the life of Emunah Malinovitz, me friend. And thank you for the life of Emunah. And thank you for the life of Emunah, my friend. be with us here today and guide us. Poof.
Oof, and so it is.
And
I love that.
so it is. Oh, and thank you for all of the lives of all of the listeners of Leading with Light. May we all be sent unconditional love and safety and health and joy and abundance.
Yes, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. So, Sky, I hear you have some very exciting news to share with your community of listeners today. Do you want to tell us all about it?
Yes, I do. It's so exciting. Oh my gosh. So, usually Theta Healing is only taught in person. And we've taught Theta Healing classes all over the world for like almost 20 years. And it's always been really important to my friend and the founder of Theta Healing, Vienna Steibel, that we do it in person, that we can hold the hands of our students, that we can have cell talk to cell, that we can be there for one another. And one of the amazing gifts and blessings from this whole pandemic is that we've had to pivot, is the word. We've had to change how we engage and interact with people. And for the first time ever, it is possible to teach these certification courses, some of the foundational courses, the beginning ones of Theta Healing online.
Woo.
And I'm so excited because that just feels so perfect. We all get to be in our homes, in our little bubbles, in our own creations, and we get to come together in a virtual space and have our lives changed.
Yeah, no, that's so exciting. But I do feel some listeners like, well, is it going to be as powerful online? Because, you know, you had said she wanted it in person so we can touch cells. So what do you have to say to those people that are like, will it still be as powerful?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the greatest thing about this healing modality is that we teach you how to allow the energy of creation we teach you how to tap into the energy of creation and witness that energy heal someone else. And that energy is everywhere. So for the entire time that I've been doing Theta Healing, I've been working on the phone and online because I live remotely in this beautiful paradise place out in the middle of the redwoods and near the ocean in Northern California, and my clients are in Singapore or Turkey or New Zealand or Australia, and we literally haven't been able to come together physically. What's amazing about that is that the energy of all that is faster than the speed of light, and light just is. So it's a matter of us coming together, and you can heal remotely, long distance, all over the world. I've witnessed it for all of these years, and I find it even more powerful because sometimes, you know, I love seeing people in person, honestly, but I think there's a quality of focus that you can have when you're in your own space. You don't have to go drive anywhere. You don't have to get all dolled up and prettied up. You just get down to business. And I really like that myself. So I think for me, this is a natural way to teach. And it's also, I've watched as I've led online groups for years and years and years, the power and the magic, the power and the miracles and the magic the power and the miracle and the magics that have been transmitted in spite of the online experience. Well,
yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. You know, I think that this coronavirus has guided us all to actually be able to connect more on an international level with everyone. It's opening up our sphere. So I know I've been in some of those groups with you, and I'll actually be on this one too. I'm so excited for it.
I am too. You're going to be in this class. Yay!
I really am, because I know the power of Theta Healing through being your friend and working with you. You know, we've been each other's clients. We've really supported each other on our journey. And Theta Healing is such a huge part of it. And, you know, you are such a magical being. And this is kind of cool because this is almost like revealing underneath the hood of Sky. Like, what are some of the magical tricks and tips and ways that Sky does what she does? And we get to now know how to do that. And I love that I get to do it from my own home and not have to travel and not have to have all the stress of that I can just be here in a cozy chair, sipping my tea and getting certified as a Theta healer. So,
yeah, you don't know
cool.
hotels, no airplanes, you know, no like, you know, having to go out for lunch. I mean, you're just like right there. I just
the thought of all that makes me exhausted thinking of it now.
Yeah, so like that's the thing, you know, it's like the joy of not having to, like, in order for me to teach, because I live so far, I have to go to like maybe San Francisco or something, and so that, like, you know, by the time I cover my expenses, I have to have 10 full people in there just to break even, and honestly, I'm not going to do that. You know, it's just like, this is so much more, it's so much more, like almost more authentic, in that you just get to be where you are, who you are, in the place that you're at. And then we're going to go, like, no fuss, no muss, right into it. And you get to create that energy within yourself from your home. And I love it.
And I'm just thinking an added bonus is that it's all going to be recorded for you. So not only will you get to be in it,
it's not going to be recorded. We can't record it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And I love it because I feel like you being in your home, in your magical space, the space that you have filled with so much divine energy, is going to make the class even more powerful because you're settled, you're there. So we get all of you and all of your energy. That's exciting. And the same for everyone. So super excited that this is happening. So tell us, for those of us that don't know, I know there's some people listening, like, what exactly is Theta Healing?
Yes, that's a great question. You know, I get that question a lot. And for years, I'm like, okay, creator, how do I put over 200 days worth of experience in a sentence for this person? And I always go up and I pray and I tell the person what creator tells me they need to hear. But the general overall explanation is that Theta Healing is a meditation training technique, and it utilizes a spiritual philosophy. It utilizes a spiritual philosophy for improvement and evolvement of the mind and the body and the spirit that, in my opinion, enhances and augments any other modality or skill set or practice that anyone has in their toolbox. I think personally, for me, I think it's essential.
I would say, from working with you after all these years, and you know, I've been a healer my whole life as well and have many modalities under my belt. But yeah, things really catapulted when we met, and our connection and being able to access the energy and the tools and the training of Theta Healing. And I know, like, I haven't even got to really understand it at the kind of basic level, which is why I'm participating. And I can't wait to see, you know, I'm already a pretty powerful healer, well, me and the divine, and I can't wait to see how getting this is going to just accelerate everything. I'm excited for me and my clients. That's very, very exciting. And so why is it important now, you know, with everything going on in the world? It's kind of crazy. Why would it be a good idea for someone to learn this modality at this time?
You know, I feel like it is such a blessing. Like, I feel like on some level, I'm really super stoked that COVID happened, that this is happening, because it is absolutely time for us to understand our free choice, our connection to the divine, and how we get to co-create our lives with that energy, that infinite energy, to change the world around us. And, you know, a long time ago, when I first got into Theta Healing, I can remember this time where I just got that really we need to be the change, or I need to be the change that I want to see in the world. That phrase that, who said it again? Muhammad, who said that? Gandhi.
Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah, the phrase that Gandhi has spoken, and it's been in history for so long. I really, really got it, like an epiphany, like a connection to source. Like, I have to change this inside of myself. I was out like protesting on the streets in San Francisco to not go into the Iraq war and start bombing again for the second time. And I just got lifted up almost into the sky and looked down on my body. And I was just like, I have to be the change that I want to see in the world. And I didn't know how I was going to do that at that time. And, honestly, we just don't teach that. As a school teacher, I can totally say that I know that I didn't teach my kids how to understand their magic, how to heal the things that have happened to them in their lives, and how to enhance their magic so that they can consciously empower themselves and co-create with that energy and create a beautiful, safe, lovely, awesome experience of a life around them.
I know, I get it. I've been a school teacher too. And I think out of all the things that need to be taught, this would be like number one. If you know how to connect to source, to creator, to manifest your life, to not be a victim to everything going on around you, but actually, like you said, be the change, like in yourselves. That's where real change happens. So that's so powerful. And I think, there's people right now going through a lot of change, right? With their physical body, their healing. And I can only imagine, I'm thinking of all the people that are struggling and need healers right now to help them. And how exciting that you have this opportunity, because so many people can come in and not only empower themselves, but actually start to help other people with this modality. So I think it's very interesting that it's time now for it. And I can feel all the people waiting for us to step up with these powerful tools, teach them this. So powerful.
Yeah, so you were asking why is it important right now? And I mean, some people would look around the world right now and say these are the end times, and I think that this is just the time that we are beginning.
I agree.
It's the beginning of us humans stepping into the virtues of true courage and true bravery to meet our whole selves. That, it's a time for humanity to reveal their true divine nature to themselves and to become aware that we are more than just a combination of our personal experiences since our childhood. It's time to remember to dig into our DNA and to understand who our ancestors were and how they helped us survive and how they can now set us free. It's time for us to remember who we have been in different times and places. We all can kind of have those senses, and some of us that might be too big of a leap. But if you're listening to it, it's not. If you're listening to us right now, it's probably not. And it's time for us to meet and greet and heal and celebrate our soul on its journey. Our soul is like, come on, let's go. Let's go, human. Remember, it's time to ask that question, am I here as a volunteer or a victim?
That's a powerful question.
Am I here as a volunteer or a victim? If you're listening to this, you know that on some level, you're here to help raise the vibration of humanity, to heal those outdated ways of suffering and perpetuating suffering. I mean, there's so much that the earth is just peeling away. It's like so much deep trauma and stress is held in the earth, and it's coming up right now, and it's coming up to be healed. And if we don't look within, we won't ever be a part of the solution.
I'm really feeling that, like when people say, what can I do, right? Because it looks overwhelming when you look at everything falling apart and breaking down. It's exhausting. And yet, you can be the one who has the tools to actually shift it from the inside out. And that's where real change happens.
And if you look around, it's like all about free agency right now. You can't control anybody around you. That also means that you can't really heal anybody around you until you heal yourself. And ultimately, us as healers, I mean, I didn't ever want to be a healer. I mean, I did not pursue this. I was just a school teacher. And it pursued me. It got, it came after me. I just thought healers were like, I used to call them Healy Bob chicks. I didn't want to have anything to do with that, or like angel wings or fairy wings or sparkly unicorn rainbow dust. I just want to play with kids and teach kids. And I just got to say that I lost my train of thought. Do you remember
And
what it was?
stops. Yes, we'll stay there. So I never wanted to be that healer. And then I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay. I got called into this. I didn't ever really want to be that healer energy, but in essence, my soul knew my path already. And so my little human self was just like, it wasn't going to learn the easy way. It had to like have total traumatic, multiple brain injuries in one day in order to volunteer. I mean, come on. Can we make this easier? And I'm
Yes,
here to say,
sounds
yes, you
intense.
can. You can make it so much more easier than head traumas.
Yeah. So how did you come across Theta Healing? How did it come into your life? You mentioned you had this head trauma. How did that get you connected to this powerful healing modality?
Yeah, it's just, I look back on that whole experience and it was so divinely orchestrated, I couldn't have planned it. It is such a miracle. And, it's a horrific thing to think about being ran over by a horse and hit in the heart and kicked in the head. And then, like have 3 head injuries in 3 days. And at the same time, I'm so grateful that happened. There's no way I was going to learn and do all the things that I had to do that I, if I hadn't had that experience, I just wasn't going to go willingly. And I know my soul on another level is very dramatic. It's like, hey, if the electrocution didn't wake you up, let's have a horse run over you. So you can get on with the reason why you came here to this earth, even when you're only 35 years old.
Yes. And
Time
I
to
hear
wake up.
people kind of afraid, like, oh my God, is that going to happen to me? Or do I have to have that kind of a dramatic experience
Hell no,
to
that's why
get
I'm
on
here.
my path? Yes, totally. Right.
I'm here to help people. That is why I stayed on this earth, is to help people wake up in absolute unconditional love, totally being held, super understanding the worries and the stresses and the fears, and providing them with the tools that humans don't provide humans with.
Hmm. I agree. These are some of those powerful tools we can have in our life. And I know I've seen in my own life, and we get to avoid going through those dramatic wake ups when we willingly say yes, And for those of you listening, many of you are healers, you're a healer. But if you fight it and you resist it, the universe, right, will keep knocking on your door until you wake up, because we need the healers working right now. And so it's so awesome that this opportunity is here now.
I'm really, like, seriously, I can't even believe how excited I am about it. I mean, like, it's a
Well,
surprise
this
to
is your
me.
life's work. This is like why you're here,
It
right?
really,
To
it really is. It
share
is why I stayed. I can remember after like I was a school teacher, you asked me that. And I love teaching kids. I thought I was gonna have my own school and do all this stuff. And really what happened was I realized no one was teaching little kids how to like pay attention to the magic that I could so see when they walked into the door, their light. And it started hurting my soul. Like I felt like I was a part of the problem. It really broke my heart that I'd worked so hard to become a teacher. And then I just felt like I was like, you know, participating in the domestication and the dimming of these little children's light and their magic. And I wanted to teach them how to celebrate that and how to utilize that. And I didn't know. And I was just like, one day I can remember I was so stressed out and I was like, Creator, is this all you got for me? Are you serious? It was September. I'd already cried with both of my principals. It was horrible. I was like, this is just, I don't know. Anyways, and within a month I had that horse accident. And I taught for a few more months, doubled over in pain and stubbornly going about things because I had a lot of trauma in my life as a child and I just didn't recognize that I was wounded. And so finally the universe was just like, you can't keep on. And it was like somebody yanked this tablecloth out from this beautifully set table. And it was just like the trick didn't work. All the dishes went everywhere and broke and all the food was everywhere. And my soul just kind of I don't know, I just kind of went into this sparkly white light and I was actually having a delayed onset of like trauma from my accident. And so one day I didn't go to work and I didn't go to be with my 10-year-olds and I had to stay home and take care of myself. And within like a day, my acupuncturist is like, hey, I need you to come to this class this weekend. You're going to love it. I'm like, are you kidding? I can't drive. I can't write lesson plans. I don't know what's going on with myself. But something in me said yes. And in between a few days, I got my first Theta Healing book. I started reading it. And at the time, it was super dinky. And it was like so small. And I read it and I was like, dude, this is rad. I'm like, this is kind of cool. And so I went to the class. And I can remember the first day or the second day I walked out of class and I was in the parking lot. I was talking to somebody on the phone, but it was like my soul was having a totally different conversation with myself. I was like looking down on myself in the parking lot. I was like in this sparkly white light, and I was realizing that the tools that I was learning at that point were going to give me, it was going to help me be the joy being that I know I've always been, without having to lug this pile of baggage from my human experience forward. It was actually going to help me unpack that and discreate those bags. And I knew that since I could see like the highest potential of all of my students so easily and love all of them, especially the naughty ones, that I had the capacity to love anyone. And that if anybody wanted to, learn this and do this, that I could help them become the joy being that they were and reach their highest potential too.
Yeah, so important, and I love how immersed, you've been in Theta Healing. Like, I'm excited to take this from you specifically because I know that you embody this work. You've traveled around the world, right? You've been such an imperative part of it. So tell us a little bit about why we're so lucky to get to take this with you, right?
That is so sweet. I love that. Well, maybe you'd like to hear from some of the people's lives that I've taught. It's okay.
So here's an amazing testimony of someone that worked with Sky. And she said, I'm so grateful to Sky for being the midwife, supporting Vienna's birthing Theta Healing into the world. I'm alive because 12 years ago, a Theta healer worked on me by phone, and in one session, healed genetic depression, genetic anxiety, and balanced my neurotransmitters. I went from decades of fighting being severely suicidal to a peace that surpasses understanding, and a joy that this work doesn't give, that this world doesn't give, and that the world can't take away. You are directly responsible for all the lives touched by Theta healers and the ever-widening circle of lives blessed by Theta Healing and structures. Thank you for your loving presence, your generous heart, and your commitment and dedication to Vienna, her loved ones in the world. And that's from Linda. And I just want to speak to that because you've been dedicated to this mission. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to talk about ourselves or brag about ourselves. So I'm just going to brag about you for a moment. Not only did you learn Theta Healing, but you've invested so much energy, time behind the scenes to making sure it got out into the world, right? Helping to write the books, helping to hold the space, helping to really bring it out. So I'm excited because you're not just like someone who's taken a certification class over a weekend, like many of us are going to do. You're someone who embodies this. And so we get to get that transmission from you. We get to get those years of experience from you that you've put in on the ground and participated in helping bring this to the world. And I believe deeply that a teacher is as good as the transmission that they offer because it's in their cells. And I know that from being your friend, that you live this, you walk this. So I'm especially excited to learn this from you. So thank you for all you've put in and the journey you went on and on the hardship you went on, hurting yourself, having a concussion.
Yes.
And again, I know as healers, sometimes we go ahead and we go through a lot so that the people can learn the tools and not have to suffer. And I know you're committed to that. So that's so exciting. Yeah. Thank you for all you've put in. Yes.
You're so welcome. And I have to say it feels really good to be thanked. And that what Linda said is like, wow, that blew me away when she wrote that. It is like a salve. It's so nice to be appreciated for your contributions. There's so many years. I did leave my family. I did leave my animals. I left my land to hop on an airplane and go to a different country and spend 3 weeks in a different country with 300 people in a class and have a great time. But also sometimes it is hard to be away from your life and your family. It's always been a joy of mine to travel with Vienna and Guy and meet all of the amazing, beautiful Theta healers that I've met for the past almost 2 decades. And it's been an honor and a joy and a deep entrenchment of like learning that is unique. There's not many people have done that at all. In fact, no one has actually, other than, her kids. And so it's my honor. And I do have a huge investment in people, learning this in the way that it's been intended to be taught. And the true divine nature of Theta healing is actually super holy divine work. It's holy and divine work. And if people actually who are learning it really take that seriously, to learn it the way it's taught and to practice and to continue to practice and not to fall back asleep and to keep on learning and keep on practicing and listening and allowing Creator to work miracles in their lives and others, it is just the most efficient way to heal.
Yeah, I would agree. I've seen it. I've seen it in working with you and all the people you work with. I've witnessed the miracles, and it's so exciting. So who would you say, and we have a few more beautiful stories to share, but, as people are thinking, is this for me? Is this the right thing? Is this my next step? Who is this for, would you say? Is it only for people that feel like they want to have a healing, business or a healer? Who's it for? Thank you for that. There's another testimony that also just speaks to your dedication and your devotion to this work. And this is from Mirabai Humanista Sendora from Colombia. And she said, thank you, Scarlett. Thank you, Sky, for your intensity and your devotion. When I heard the story from Vienna in Mexico in 2012 about how Creator sent you to her, I just got chills as I read that, to help her write the Theta Healing book, it seemed incredible to me. I thought to myself, I have to meet that woman, thank her for her determination. So we now have this excellent book, Theta Healing for all of humanity. And she said, thank you, Creator of all that is, for the purity of heart, the solidarity, the help and support of beautiful Sky from California, and how she has contributed to all of this for the whole entire world. So beautiful.
No angel bumps for sure, right?
I felt chills the whole time. Yeah.
That's the thing. The chills that you're feeling, those little angel bumps or goosebumps, that is what it is like to live your life constantly, like aware of being hooked up and playing with the tools that we give you, this map, these simple tools that are so teachable, everyone can do it. That's what it feels like when you're working with yourself and witnessing healings from other people. And it's kind of addicting. You just want to keep on doing it because you feel so good.
And it's our birthright. We deserve to feel that good. We deserve to have that connection. So again, I'm so grateful that these tools have come to us and we get to receive them through you. So if someone's wondering, is this for me? Should I take this Theta Healing basic course certification? What would you say? Who is it for?
We actually teach people from all different backgrounds, so it's not just medical or healing. There's like school teachers, there's parents, there's electricians, there's, judges, there's nuns and priests, and it just goes on and on. All these different religions, all these different ethnic backgrounds, these different languages. I can remember we were in Croatia, we had 15 different translators throughout our 300 students for 3 weeks, and every morning I got up on stage and I would say hello to them in all those languages, and if I happened to forget one, they would get very upset with me. But it was pretty fun. So we have all these different diverse backgrounds, and what I heard so many times from people was that this is the piece that I've been missing. And remember, especially when I heard that back in the day, I was just a school teacher. I didn't go off and study a whole bunch of healing modalities. I wasn't interested in that. And so I was like, hey, man, this is somebody who's been doing healing work for over 25 years and is a doctor. And this is what they're telling me. Okay, well, thanks for the learning, Creator. I'm going to go with their experience, but also my experience, and just trust that for that. And I've heard it repeatedly throughout that time. So whether it's for one's own personal healing or growth, or, you know, your profession, or to help your family or your friends, this will totally change your life and give you tools that you didn't know you were even looking for your whole life. There's like
Mm.
these questions that we don't ask as humans because we don't think we can ask them. There's not a place to ask them. And I can remember the first time I learned the first time I learned Theta Healing, I was like, whoa, I've been asking these questions in my head kind of my whole life. And now they're getting answered. I've sensed this feeling. I've sensed this energy. I've sensed this experience. And it's just, you get to actually explore life in a whole new way.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting. And I'm wondering, do you have to be a healer or want to be a healer? You know, you mentioned it can be good for your friends, your family. I love that. So
Yeah.
is it only for people that want to be a healer?
Absolutely not. You know, we have students from all over the world that just found themselves in these classrooms and they didn't even know why. Right? They had no attraction to healing. Some people come because they want to. I mean, I think I was that kind of person, actually. I didn't know why. I mean, the universe literally conked me on the head and picked me up and put me in a class. That's exactly what happened. uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, um, so I invite you to come free from being conked in the head and free from any trauma, and just out of curiosity and joy and bliss and discovery, and, you know, a little bit of, you know, woohoo.
Totally. And I mean, I'm knowing that just being, everyone who takes it will be a better human, right? They'll be able to connect their vibration and what they're offering to everyone in their world. It's just, again, I can't affirm how important it is for us to change, like you said, from the inside. And these tools are really here to help us. I want to just read another testimony from
Yeah.
somebody who has experienced this. And this beautiful Anna Chavez, she's a CEO and a Theta Healing practitioner. And she said, in short, Sky is a miracle. And I think anyone that knows Sky and has been in her presence would say that and affirm that. And she said, yes, you read that correctly. She's a living, breathing, talking miracle. I had the pleasure, this is Anna, of attending a basic Theta Healing seminar taught by Sky. I have taken this class twice before, each time from a different instructor. And while those two seminars were great in their own way, they paled in comparison to the miracles witnessed and experienced in Sky's seminar. Today is only day one, she wrote this, on the 3-day seminar, and she's already been blown away. Not only has everyone attending the seminar been able to visualize immediately, but also every student has experienced an instant physical healing. Wow. Ooh, I just got a jolt on that one. In addition, the students learned how to muscle test and do the belief work in minutes. Even Sky was astounded by all these events and how quickly people absorbed the information and created miracles. She said herself, this is just pure miracles. But that's what happens in Sky's presence. And that's what happens because of her energy and her dedication and the commitment and integrity and purity she has to this work. She's also completed 16 years of intensive belief work on herself that I believe has led to the miraculous success of the students who attended her seminar today. So that again was from Anna Chavez after just day one of this seminar. So
It was a beautiful seminar, and I just love hearing that. I have goosebumps all over. I'm giggling. I'm almost crying just hearing that. And I'm like, that has those little nuggets of experiences. I mean, you can multiply those easily by like 100,000 people. I mean, I've had those kind of experiences all these years, like even on the street. And to answer your question a little bit more, who is this for? It's for a curious soul. It's for a soul seeker. It's for someone who wants to make themselves a better person. It's for someone who wants to feel unconditional love in every cell of their body and do good for their family and make the world a better place. And I can remember when I first learned this, I then in a couple of weeks went to Redding, California, and I took it with Fianna. And I walked in the room and we were instantaneous friends. I'm like, there's my old friend. It was so bizarre. and her husband. It's just so funny. And, when you learn this, people are just going to start coming up to you and asking for healings, because on a vibrational level, they just know that there's something different about you, and they know that you can help them. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And so, like, lo and behold, like probably a week or two later, I was sitting outside of this Whole Foods, kind of just eating some food. And this lady walked through 2 lanes of traffic, kind of like a mirage almost. I mean, I was brain damaged, right? But I was healing, and kind of like a mirage, just kind of walked through 2 lanes of traffic, busy traffic, through a parking lot of like 5 different, parking lines right to me. And she looked at me and she put her finger up and she's like, my finger hurts. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's what she was talking about in class. I'm like, okay, I know what to do. What do I do, creator? Oh, and so I said to her, well, are you attached to that pain? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, would you like it to go away? And she's like, yes. And so I went up and I did our prayer, and I did, what they taught me in class. And I saw it just healed, and I sent her a little healing, and she's like, her eyes got big, and she turned her finger, and she's looking at her finger, and she's like, I don't feel any more pain. I'm like, cool. And she's like, cool. And we like looked at each other with our eyes, and I could see into her soul, and she was like so grateful. And I looked in, and I could see we just connected on a soul level, and I could just love this stranger that walked out of the traffic right to me. And she turned around and she walked away like the same way that she came. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, that was the confirmation that you needed right at the time. And here was this beautiful soul, and she knew you had something for her, and how beautiful that you did. And you knew the way to help her through these techniques.
It was just simple. I just followed
right?
what we taught people, what, I was taught in class, and ta-da, and it worked. And it was like, okay. And that just has happened so many different times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to the point where I can get out of a parking lot. My dog, who's trained to not jump out of my car and leave at a parking lot, can jump out of the car, go directly to a pickup truck, to a mommy and a little girl. And I go get to my dog, and my dog has found me somebody who's sick. And I end up talking to them, and the mama's like, my little daughter has cancer. And I'm like, my dog's on it, yo. And so I'm like, hey, well, I would love, I do some cool, I watch some cool miracles happen. Would you like some healing? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, can I pray for your daughter? And she's like, yeah. And so I do my thing, and, I know that they're in a better place when I leave, and I don't ever see them again, but I know because I've had experience for years, and Creator told me so. So my dog is like that. My dog goes out and finds people for me to heal. It's nuts, because I love being out in the world, and that is the hard thing for me right now, is that I don't get to be out in the world feeling the vibe of it all, and being guided to different people. But it's okay, because I've done that for 20 years. It's time for y'all to come to me. It's time for you to
It's
come
time
find
for
me.
us to come, and you get to put all that energy and experience and knowledge and wisdom, so we can all become those beautiful walking emissaries of light, right? Connected to source, and help people. I mean, I think there's nothing more important that we could do with our time. Many people are studying different things, right? Upping their skills during COVID. Oh, let me work on computer skills. Let me learn this skill. And man, this is really a life-changing skill and certification with the Theta Healing course. So this is exciting. I can hear people and feel them like, yes, 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 I want to do this. How do I do it? So how do people get involved, and how can they become a Theta Healing practitioner with you, Sky?
It's so simple. It's awesome. So first of all, you go to this link. You go to this link. It's www.skyisLimitless.com/basic-theta healing certification online /. So that might have been long. So you can always just go to skyisLimitless.com and go to the work to me section, go down there to Theta Healing certification, and go there.
Awesome. And so let me tell you another. This is someone who's learned from Sky and what she has to say. Nancy Walsh Benson, she's a CEO. And she said, Sky activates others simply by being her magical self. You will absolutely be changed by being in her presence. So just by being in her presence is enough, but then she does her amazing work. And it's experience that is beyond compare. It's rare to be around someone who is wired to expect miracles always. She knows it's possible to create whatever you want with ease. That's her normal. Sky's always looking for the easiest, most magical way to have the best life possible. And she wants you to be able to do the same for yourself. Nancy says, if you're attracted to being in the presence of someone with big vision and conscious connection to all possibilities, Sky is your woman. If you really want what you say you want, working with Sky will help you create it all with ease and grace. Thank you, Nancy. That's so beautiful.
It's true. I have had such the benefit of watching so many miracles and divine things happen in people's and tens of thousands. Wait. It is so true. I have had such the blessing of being able to witness like tens of thousands of different people's lives change miraculously for the better and forever globally. From, this is the thing, Theta Healing, because you're tapping into the divine, all things are possible. So I've watched different healings that people think, different healings on different diseases that the group conscious believes are incurable, actually heal, like congenital heart failure and diabetes and cancer and chronic pulmonary disease. And, I've watched people with lifelong traumatic experiences heal. People that are in relationships that have no way out and they think that their relationship's going to fall apart actually heal. Like millions of dollars being manifested in someone's bank account.
Wow.
And soulmates manifested. Birth defects of babies that were going to be born with birth defects healed. People that weren't going to be able to have babies. Hearts healed by meeting their loved ones who have passed.
Mm.
Ancestors healed real time, even though they have already passed.
Wow.
And just the complete beauty of watching someone like heal and feel unconditional love for the first time on a subconscious level. Like 95% of the people that come to our classes do not have the subconscious knowing of what it feels like on a cellular level of what unconditional love feels like. Because we just aren't taught that, right?
Yeah, it's such a shame, right?
And that's
to not have this connection that is so powerful and everyone's birthright.
And that's one of the first activities that we do in our class. And it's very potent. You can never underestimate how powerful that is for people. And so the reason why that's one of the first things that we teach in our class is because that is the energy that we use to heal. That's the highest vibration of all that is unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely.
I love that when we do these healings, that we aren't in this egoic based, I am the healer energy. It's like we're saying, yo, creator, this person needs a healing. Show me what needs to be done. Because, I'm just a human. I only know so much. And yeah, I got some bad tools, but hey, I bet you know more. Yep, totally. And so we watch, we're the witness, we witness. And so like, that's the really fun thing is that all of Theta Healing is proved through quantum physics and scientific experiences. And we're going to be talking about that in class. But like, if you're not a science brain and you don't care that much about science, you can go from the spiritual aspect and the metaphysical aspect. So, some people come and approach it for science and others approach it from the metaphysical experience. And in the middle, miracles happen and no one cares anymore because it's just like, hey, we got a miracle. So who cares what it is?
Totally. I was just imagining, not only are people going to learn these skills and have them to use with their friends and family, but wow, for the whole time in the certification class, they're immersed in these energies. They're getting to receive healing on themselves. So
you're going to be working on yourself. We're going to have breakout rooms. And so you're going to be pairing up with another person. You're going to be working on stuff. I'm going to be popping in there. I'm going to be kind of coaching you how to do that. And so, the first class is 75% hands-on. You are going to be doing this work. It's not just like, I'm going to sit there and talk to you the whole time.
Yeah, so I bet people are going to be transformed, just like we've heard from all of these beautiful testimonials, by just being in your presence. I want to actually read one more from Vanessa that's just so beautiful here. She's the founder of Earth Magic Academy. And she said, the first time I met Sky, I knew she was a master of her art. I could feel her authenticity, her compassion, her love. I began hearing more and more about this Theta Healing thing from friends, but I knew in my heart Sky was the one for me. Sky's friendly demeanor, her ability to laugh, had me at ease instantly, ready to expand into the healing. The meditation she did seemed to resonate deep within my cosmic memory, and my soul remembered what to do with Sky's clear instructions. She intuitively knew where I wanted to go and was able to capture that path, even though I could not speak about it. I had goosebumps the entire time. I had goosebumps the entire day. I let go of some serious old patterns and I feel like a new woman. My world is now fresh, alive, clear, direct, and filled with love. I had been experiencing pain and with Sky's help was able to remedy it immediately. Theta healing is very fast and thorough. If you are in pain, you want to let go of old patterns or want to start living in the true light that you are, I highly recommend Sky for you. What a gift to the universe. And that's Vanessa from Earth Magic Academy.
That is so beautiful.
It really is.
And there was a piece in there that I wanted to respond to. Let me see. Yeah, she was talking about the meditations that I did with her that seemed to resonate deep within her cosmic memory and soul, and her soul remembered what to do with my clear instruction. This is not our first rodeo. We know this. We've been around. If you're listening to this, you might have done this already at a different time and place. The thing that's happening is that when you learn this, it's going to resonate in your heart, in every cell in your body, and you're going to know and recognize these little simple things as truth. And so it's a remembering. I'm just here to remind you a lot of times. So I love that she said that. That's awesome.
That is awesome. So beautiful. So beautiful.
Well, Emunah, I think that's a good place to stop for today. And, if you're interested in taking a class with me, you can just go to skyislimitless.com. And that specific link is skyislimitless.com/basic-theta healing-certification-online/. And so we can only teach 20 students at a time online because we want to make sure everybody has enough one-on-one time and guidance. So, and the kind of cool thing about the online experience is that we're going to actually be putting in some extra opportunities and exercises because of the online experience. So you're going to get even more attention and more experience because it's online. So I don't know how much better it gets than this. So
it's so exciting. And again, like I said, I'm so excited to be doing this. I can't wait to be submersed in these energies with you. And I can't wait to connect with all the beautiful souls that are called to join you for this incredible opportunity. So thank you so much, Sky, for all you've done to become you, to become someone that can hold this space, all the dedication you've put into this practice, into this modality. Truly thank you for all that you've done. We're so grateful.
Emunah, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you for taking this time today to be here with me on Leading with Light. And I love what you are up to in the world. And I know that we're going to have such a great time together in class. It's going to be so fun. And I know how much the planet needs people just like you.
Amen, sister.
Amen. Okay, blessed souls. Peace out.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.